Are you playing to win or are you playing not to lose? Those are two very different things. One leads you to the life you want and the person you want to become, and the other, well, the other keeps you stuck in a box. It keeps you in your current situation and it keeps you fearful. So, are you playing to win or are you playing not to lose? That's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started, I'm Constance Howard, executive coach on a mission to help women gain unstoppable confidence. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome and hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you'll be notified when any new videos are posted. Now let's get to today's episode, playing to win or playing not to lose. If you watched this year's Super Bowl game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers, you saw a clear example of playing to win. Both teams went out on the field determined that they were going to control, dominate, and win the game. And they played all out. And even though the Chiefs came out on top, you can't say that the 49ers did not come out there determined to win. And that's a clear example of what it's like when you are playing to win. Playing to win means that you are going to leave it all on the field. You are going to do everything possible to win. You'll take calculated risks if you think it will move the ball further down the field. If you think you will get closer to your goal, you'll take a risk because you know that's where growth is. It's when you take a risk, when you step out of your comfort zone and you go for it with all of your heart. Another way that you can tell whether or not you or any team is playing to win is that you realize that there will be mistakes made along the way. It happens. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be failures, but you don't let that stop you. You learn from your mistakes and you keep going. It's a part of the game. It's a part of life, right? I know that we often say that life be lifing, right? And that's the way we attribute our challenges and our problems to. But the truth of the matter is that when you are going for a big goal, there are going to be setbacks. There are going to be times when it doesn't work out, but you can't let that stop you. You got to keep going. You got to be consistent. You got to shake it off, right? Kansas City was down for a long part of the game, but they didn't let that stop them. They shook it off and they kept trying. They kept showing up on the field. So I guess my question to you is, are you consistently showing up on the field? Whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever you're dreaming of, are you giving it 100%? Are you going into it knowing, believing, trusting that you are going to win? That's a big part of playing to win. You have to know that you're going to give it your all and you're going to come out victorious all the way to the end, right? San Francisco played all the way to the end, believing they had a shot at it. So did Kansas. They both were out there to give it their all. They focus on winning, and so they maximize their efforts and they maximize their skills. So, is that what you're doing? Are you maximizing your efforts and your skill? I know day in, day out, that's tough to do. But consistency and dedication to your craft and your what it is that you want to achieve, that's where that separates those who make it from those who don't make it. And sometimes it takes time. And as much as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Because as an entrepreneur, as an executive coach, there are times when things are uncertain and I don't know whether or not I'm going to have a great ending or I'm going to have a learning experience. But I go all in, I play all out because I believe that what I'm doing has a has value. And that's what you need to trust in. What you're doing, what you're hoping for. It's your purpose and your passion, and it has value. And so I want you to play to win, not to play, not to lose. Now, what's the difference? I already told you what playing to win looks like. You leave it all on the field. You are consistent day in, day out. You see setbacks as opportunities to learn, and you just keep going. You keep going. When you play to lose, you play it safe. You don't take risks. Even if there's a 90% chance that risk is going to work out, you don't take them because you're playing safe. You're hoarding and you're holding on to the little that you have. You don't want to lose that. And so stepping out of your comfort zone or stepping out of that arena seems like not the right thing to do. I talk about this from time to time when I was still in TV news and when I just left TV news. You know, I knew that that career was over. That season of my life was over, but that was what I had. And so I held on to it as tightly as I could, even though I knew that it was dying. And at some point it had simply died. That doesn't mean that I was a bad person or that I was a failure. It just meant, and I see it now as that season of my life was over. And it was time for me to move on to something more, something bigger. For me, something better. So, but I couldn't see that because I was playing not to lose. I didn't want to lose what I had already gained. And I wasn't thinking about all the things that were yet to come to me. I just kept thinking about the little bit that I had in my hand. And so I held on to it as tight as I could. And you know what happens when you're holding on to something so tightly, you never open your hand to receive, for me, what God has for you. So playing not to lose means you're holding on. You're fearful that what you have, you will lose. You're fearful that it will go away. You're also fearful of what everybody will say about you. You don't want them to talk about you. So you play it safe. You play not to lose. But that's not where the gain and the glory is. You have to let go and let new in. You have to know that better is coming. You have to trust yourself, especially when you have a big goal. You have to trust that what you are seeking to do, you will be able to do. There's no room for doubt when you're playing to win. There's no room for doubt when you are trying to achieve something big. You have to change how you see setbacks and how you see failure, because it's not the end. Oftentimes, a setback could be the beginning of you going in a different way to achieve your goals. So I'm asking you, are you playing to win or are you playing not to lose? When I was researching this whole thing, one quote stood out to me, and it was, "The thought of losing is more powerful to you than the thought of winning." If you play it not to lose, the thought of losing is more powerful than the thought of winning. When you are playing or when you are working, when you are believing yourself for a big goal, you can't let that doubt and that fear of not winning creep into your mind. And that's hard to do because there's always a loop that's going on in our minds, that loop that says, hey, This isn't going to work out. And now what you're going to do? Hey, you're not going to be able to pay your bills. Hey, everybody's talking about you. Hey, what if, what if, what if? But you could be paralyzed by that what if. You could be paralyzed by that negative loop. And you can miss your best life because you're paralyzed by what is being said inside your mind. You're being paralyzed by things that have not even happened yet. And so you don't go for your dreams. You play it safe. You play not to lose. But the thing is, and the thing that I realized is that playing not to lose didn't gain me anything. I didn't gain anything by holding on to what was dying. Life was over here, and I was holding on to what was literally dying in my hands. I could see it every day. Every day, a little bit of me was draining away because I was stuck in a career that at one point I loved and gave me a whole lot of joy, but that season was over. And I wanted to repeat that season. And no matter how hard I tried, no matter how many times I hopped from this station to this station, thinking, oh, I'll be happy when I get to this station, it didn't work. It didn't work because it was over. And I had to then turn, once I had to, realize it, understand it, and decide that I was going to go for a better life. I decided to play to win. I decided to believe in myself. And that's what I'm asking you to do. If there's a big goal that you want to achieve, if there is anything that you want to achieve, go all out, play to win. Get it in your heart and your mind that you will succeed and nothing's going to stop you, and that you'll have a setback, and that's okay. And the naysayers, don't even pay any attention to them. Find that inner circle of people who will be brutally honest with you sometimes, but also who will encourage you to keep going. You got to find a good inner circle. Both teams, the 49ers and the Chiefs, that circle of men, they had each other's back. They had each other's back. They weren't going to let themselves fail. That's how they went out on that field. I got your back, you got my back. That's your inner circle. That is your inner circle. And when you're out there playing to win, your inner circle will stop any kind of thoughts of you giving up. That's what your inner circle will do. I want you to think about this a little bit, and I want you to put it in the comments below. Are you playing to win, or are you playing not to lose? Two very different things. And if you're ready to play, but you don't really know how to get it going, I want to invite you to reach out to me. I want to invite you to reach out to me because I believe in you. And I believe in what you're trying to do. Play to win. Don't play not to lose. Take a risk. Take a chance on you. Give your dream an opportunity to grow. Give your dream the opportunity to come true. I'm Constance Howard, Executive Coach, on a mission to help you achieve your goals and to gain unstoppable confidence. If you want a one-on-one chat with me, head over to my website, which is ConstanceHowardLLC.com, and you can book a one-on-one appointment there. You can leave it in the comments below that you want a one-on-one appointment, and I will make sure I follow up. And please tell me what resonated with you. I would love to know. I thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching. And just another reminder, hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you'll be notified when any new videos are posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.